First, the UK Foreign Office has ordered an inquiry into that recent leak of sensitive diplomatic cables penned by Britain's ambassador to Washington. In a series of bombshell remarks, President Donald Trump's White House has been described as inept and dysfunctional, among many other unflattering comments by the diplomat. Kate Partridge, a correspondent in London, has got more for you.
This is the story of a Foreign Office inquiry into a series of leaks, memos that came from the UK's ambassador to the US, Sir Kim Darroch. Well, Sir Kim has a 42-year career in diplomacy, but some of his emails ended up on the Mail on Sunday, the British newspaper. And in those memos, he gave a candid and damning assessment of the Trump administration.
We don't really believe this administration is going to become substantially more normal, less dysfunctional, less unpredictable, less faction-driven, less diplomatically clumsy and inept.
Well, Sir Kim also called into question Donald Trump's publicly stated reason for calling off an airstrike on Tehran. Well, following the downing of a US drone by Iran, Trump said that he was 10 minutes away from making that command, but called it off because there would be 150 casualties. But Sir Kim says it was actually a question of policy, and Trump harking back to his campaign promise of not allowing more US troops to go into foreign wars.
It's more likely that he was never fully on board and that he was worried about how this apparent reversal of his 2016 campaign promises would look come 2020 at the next presidential election.
Well, in response to these emails and their revelations, Trump was clearly unimpressed but restrained in his comments.
I would say that the UK and the ambassador has not served the UK well. I can tell you that. We're not big fans of that man, and he has not served the UK well. So I can understand it, and I can say things about him, but I won't bother.
Well, the response from the UK has been rather mixed. The Trade Secretary, Liam Fox, focused on the leak itself, said it was unethical, unpatriotic, unprofessional, and the person behind them was maliciously trying to undermine the relationship between the UK and the US, whereas other politicians concentrated on the content of the emails and the author itself.
This was a personal view. It's not the view of the British government. It's not my view. We continue to think under President Trump, the US administration is not just highly effective, but the best possible friend of the United Kingdom on the international stage.
I think it is very important that ambassadors give honest, unvarnished advice to their country, and it is disgraceful that it has been leaked.
From the moment Trump was elected, this man was the wrong person to be the British ambassador, a globalist in outlook, totally opposed to the Trump doctrine. The sooner he is gone, the better.
Well, the leak comes at a key time for the UK as it looks to boost its trade with the US following Brexit. It remains to be seen if this blush in diplomacy will have an effect on the special relationship and the post-Brexit economy.
Kate Partridge, part of our team in London there. We spoke to John White too, a political commentator and journalist, who told us the leak is simply too embarrassing to be overlooked by the next British Prime Minister.
It's very embarrassing, I think, for the diplomatic service. It's embarrassing for Theresa May's government, but I don't think Trump would be overly concerned. He knows that a new Tory government is on the way, probably led by Boris Johnson, who has committed to a hard Brexit if it need be. The so-called special relationship will not be damaged by this. It'll be an opportunity to put someone else in Washington who meets the preferences with regards to Donald Trump. You know, Sir Kim Darroch notoriously was unable to get much contact with the White House. So his personal relations with the Trump administration were not the best. So as I say, this will be a fine opportunity to put someone in there who could do a more effective job.